guys, so today I'm going to be doing a my study routine for Spanish, or as known as español, and this is going to be a type of tips and advice video, but it's very universal, so if you're still taking a foreign language, you can still apply this to whatever you're studying for. But before I start the video, I do want to give you guys a big thank you, because I finally reached 1,000 subscribers, and I'm so happy to have reached this goal, because it's a goal I had in mind for a very long time. So as a small thank you to you guys, although it's not a giveaway, I decided to do daily uploads for the rest of this week. So yeah, I hope you guys appreciate it. So before I go into the advice and tips, a little disclaimer is that I am a native speaker and I do know how to speak Spanish pretty well, so it comes easily to me. But I do have a thing or two to say and to give advice about Spanish, because I've practically been speaking it my whole life. So I think I know a little something about Spanish. So yeah, so some of the tips specifically for Spanish is that you should look out for conjugates, because it's one of the craziest things. Like, Spanish and English have so much in common, so conjugates really help most of the time. And some of the other things is to just practice it a lot, work on your accent, and just try to get more into the language and just practice it as much as you can, because that's one of the biggest tips I can give you, because practicing will greatly help you in Spanish. So the very first tip I have to give you is to expose yourself as much as you can to the beautiful language of Spanish. I'm just kidding. But just expose yourself to the language and try to look for like TV shows in Spanish. Like, you don't necessarily need to understand it, just like have subtitles, because at least it helps you like know how it's spoken and the accent. Listen to music in Spanish, listen to anything in Spanish, and just expose yourself as much to the language, because one of the biggest things, like especially for me, before I did not just learn Spanish out of nowhere. I listened to my parents, I listened to the people around me speaking Spanish, and that's kind of how I evolved into my accent in Spanish, and the more I talk it, the better I do get. The next tip I have to give you guys is to practice with others and try to carry on a conversation with a native speaker. Although it might be embarrassing, the whole reason why you're taking Spanish is to learn how to speak it. There's a lot of good apps out there that let you practice Spanish with a native speaker, so if I do find one, I'll link it down below. But yeah, speaking with others is really important, because Spanish is like the second fastest language in the world, and you really need to practice your skills and how to speak it and how to carry on a conversation, because it's very important to learn Spanish or any language. The next tip I have to give you is patience. With any language, you need patience, and it might get really frustrating at times, but I believe in you. If you're frustrated with your language, don't worry, you can learn it. You just need to keep on going, and any language takes time to learn. The next and final tip I have for you guys is to study and practice, because practice makes perfect. Study everything your teacher gives you and just practice as much as you can. It's like the most helpful thing I can give you. Throughout this whole video, I've been telling you guys practice, and it really is super helpful. I know that beforehand, before I started practicing Spanish more than I have, my Spanish was really bad grammatically, so I've noticed that practicing has helped my skills so much, and that's like the best advice I can give you guys. So I hope this did help you guys and anyone who's learning a foreign language, and until next time, bye!